What's going on, guys? Welcome to Sonic Sounds, and today we are going to make a trap beat at the tempo of 160 beats per minute. Now, this is pretty much a foolproof way of making a trap beat that's going to work. So let's hop into Logic Pro X and make this beat. All right, so we are in Logic Pro, and I have pulled up our ultrasonic drums right here. Now you have a bunch of 808s, kicks, claps, snares, effects, pretty much anything you would need to make a sick track and drums right here. And we're gonna try to use as many as built-in presets from Logic Pro X. So let's go and check out some of the 808s. All right, I like this one, so I'm gonna save this for my track and go here and just say quick sampler optimize right here, and then let's set the tempo to 160 in Logic Pro X. Obviously, for any of your 808s, always do monophonic. You can do a little bit of glide and do the pitch range bend to 12 right here. And what I like doing is I like adding the adaptive limiter on my stereo bus, just so I'm not really clipping or anything like that. We're going to do it like -0.3. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's lay out. Actually, let's start with the drums because that's the easiest part. So let's find a hi-hat that we like. All right, I already like this one. So we're going to go ahead and do Drum Machine Designer. And then we'll start off with something simple. We're going to go to Ultrasonic Drums again, kick, and let's find a kick. And then we're going to do a snare and maybe a clap. Guys, 182 kicks in here. There are over 750 sounds in here. All right, you know what? I'm going to keep something small right here. And then let's go ahead and let's just find a snare so we can start building a basic pattern right here. So claps and snares. Let's go in there. And then let's go down to snares and see if we can find one. I'm going to use that as a percussion. Right here, boom. We are done. Just going to swap the order a little bit right here, and then we'll put the hi-hat here. We're already at 160. Let's do a loop right here. We're going to create a region. Let's just do a simple hi-hat. Now, keep in mind, simple hi-hats always work. So we're going to do a snare. Nope, that's going to be our park. Let's just do 32 steps, and then let's just start building this drum pattern out. All right, so now I do want to change the kick here. I want something a little more, something with a little more attack. So we're just going to go here, remove this kick right here. So we have that there just in case. And then let's go ahead and go to our kicks again. And let's go from the top and find something we like. So again, all right, perfect. Now what we're going to do is just open up a good old piano right here, and we're going to do the first chord and the fourth chord. So first chord, I'm in C minor, so that's going to be C minor and then F minor. And those are the two chords that we're going to repeat back to back. So let's record that. All right, so now we have that. Obviously, then play on time. Quantize, and we're going to do shift and slash to basically shorten it. What I also like doing is adding a velocity processor, and you know, instead of manually changing it, let's just do it there. Let's see what this sounds like. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is I also want some atmosphere, so we're going to go here and add a bit of alchemy right here, and then let's just play with some pads, and we're going to copy over the chords from the piano. Simple stuff, guys. Don't make it too complicated. Let's just search for a pad, and you know, let's see. So something called 90s. Let's just see what this sounds like. It's gonna be in the back anyways. Okay, select all, do Option Shift and down to bring it down an octave. All right, I like the piano. Let's lower it a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to find another like a lead instrument right here. So again, load up Alchemy. I'm trying to use as many sounds as possible that are built into Logic Pro. I like that. Ooh, okay. I like this ambient guitar. So what we're going to do is really just, I'm going to mute this for now. We brought the chords over. Now we know what the notes are, right? So now what you can do is you can set your tool as a pencil tool. So every time you hit command, it's going to bring it into that pencil. So now we know what these chords look like. Maybe what we can do is just play with some patterns right here. Cut off the notes right where they end with the next one. Boom. So now we have a melody. So let's see what this sounds like. All right, let's listen to that in context of everything else. Lower the pads a lot. Now this one does have a lot of reverb, so what we're gonna go here and then reduce the amount of delay and reverb that's there. All right, I like that. Now, another cool trick is you can just do Control B and bounce this in place. Now, obviously, it's going to stay muted, and then you can just go here to More and reverse this, and it's going to give it a completely different texture to this. So let's go ahead and play this and see what this sounds like. Now, for my 808s, this is my 808 hack. I just bring the MIDI pattern over. I right-click, and I say Convert it to MIDI region. So now if you know the C1, every time it hits that, that's going to be our kick, right? So pretty much you want the 808 and the kick to be with each other. So what we're going to do is select all, shift and slash. Now what we're going to do is find the right octave for the 808. That's the one. And now let's just play it to see how we like it. If you want the drums to cut through a little bit, what you're going to do is just add fat effects. Again, another built-in plugin. Just disable everything. Now, this is a trick I learned from I'm a Music Mogul on YouTube. Super dope channel. Let's just do hard clipping and see what this sounds like. Now what you can also do is you can reverse these pianos right here as well. So we know it's just two chords back and forth. So let's do first one and second one. What we're going to do is we're going to mute it and select both and just go reverse right here. We're going to copy paste it. And let's just bring everything on the same channel right here. Now, it can use a little more of a plucky sound. So what we're going to do is, again, add another instance of Alchemy and find like a pluck or maybe a flute type of a sound. Let's see what could work. So let's do a flute. Okay, I like that. And we're going to use the original melody that we reversed. Unmute it. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, and what we're going to do is just arrange this. So let's start off the song with just the reverse guitars and the pads and then the reverse piano, no 808s, and then we're going to bring everything back. So what I like doing is really just everything I'm not using, I like putting it in a folder so it's out of way, out of mind, out of sight. Let's bounce this into one. And again, let's move this into this folder as well. Boom, right here. All right, we need to bring these bad boys over. Now this one right here, what we can do is Logic has this thing called Multieffects, and let's play with the fat effects to see what kind of effects we're getting out of it. Okay, I like that. And there's also something called the step effects, which is pretty amazing in Logic too. So let's go to step effects. And now what this is going to do is it's a timed effect. So it's there, but it's not at the same time. So let's see what this sounds like so far. Also, we're going to go to ultrasonic sounds and find it crash. And that's it. All right, I like this one. All right, so what we're going to do is, okay, and let's bounce this crash, not mute this one, and we're going to pretty much make sure it kind of rises. So just move it back a little bit. We're going to reverse it. Then you hit Option and just drag it here. So it's going to line up here. Let's lower these two volumes because they're going to be loud. There you go. You have that effect. Now what you can do is you can put these into group by selecting both, adding them to a group. And then you can also just add a bit of a reverb right here. So we're going to add a bit of Space Designer. Just keep the dry in and add a little wet. So let's see what this sounds like. So there's going to be a little bit of reverb. There you go. It has that space in there. Now also for the 808, if you don't think it's going to cut through, what you can do is again go to Fat Effects right here in Multi-Effects. And where's Multi-Effects? Right here. Go to Fat Effects, and then you can also choose this 808 enhancer. Again, I'm doing the same thing, disabling everything, and I'm just clipping it. Just clipping it. That's with it. That's without it. So this is going to make it cut through those tiny iPhone speakers. Now, if you still want it to cut through and you think it's clashing with your kick, very simple trick. You go to your kick right here, and then you play your 808 and the kick together. Now, let's say the 808 is not hitting. What you can do is open up your 808 and kick and just play them together and see where they're clashing. All right, so the 808 is peaking at 40, and so is the kick. But the kick does have some substance right here. So what we're going to do is just bump it up around 80 here. And we're going to lower the 808 right there. And then what we're also going to do is lower the 808 or the kick right around where the 808's high frequencies are. Now, what's great about Logic Pro is there are some amazing factory presets. For example, knock A, B, and C that can really make your track sound good. So let's see what this particular one does. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they don't work. What I like doing is opening up the gain a little bit. I bring it down a little bit and then see what it sounds like. And sometimes what helps is if your hi-hat has just a tad bit of reverb. So we're going to go to Chroma Reverb right here, and just something as simple as that is going to make the difference. Let me bypass it and then enable it halfway through. It's going to give it that body. Also, if you want the 808 to go from right to left, what you can also do is you can go to imaging right here, go to stereo spread, and just move it half. And it's going to give it that width. And you can use this on other elements too. For example, this reverse thing, we can also do stereo spread on this to see what it sounds like. It's going to give it that stereo width. And let's play this. All right, now that we have the basic structure, we can start playing around with the hi-hats and how they come in. So a good rule is right before the snare is hitting or after it's hitting, if you do a roll, it's going to sound more natural and not take away from the song itself. So let's try and do this. Now, obviously, these are not hard set in stone rules. They could work sometimes. They might not work sometimes. So that was the making of trap beat using ultrasonic drums. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys want to cop the kit, I'm going to leave a code in the description and you'll get 50% off just for subscribing to this channel and supporting my channel. Keep making some dope music. I'll see you at the next one.